Alrighty, guys. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another weather forecast, my friends. Happy Saturday, March 29th, my friends. We got ourselves another update here regarding this nasty upcoming weather, my friends. We definitely need to be weather aware at this point in time. The event is going to be starting for tomorrow. Actually, roughly, arguably, the storm system is actually already starting now. But we are going to, see kind of the worst of it starting here for tomorrow. But what's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. Who do we got here today? We got ourselves Silent. We have Tabletop. We have MD. We have Mark. We have Tom. We have Nothing. We have Little Cam. We have, let's see here, Jamison? I'm so sorry I'm saying your name wrong. I'm not good with names, man, I tell you. Logan, Stacy. We have Shiloh, we have Jazz, we have Moon River, Bando. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Glad to have y'all here for another update. So we're going to go ahead and dive on into it here. First things first, let's go ahead and talk about what's going on tonight here. We have a little bit of severe weather today. We're already starting to see a little bit of severe thunderstorm activity here across portions of Texas and Oklahoma right now. Right now, the severe warnings are relatively low end, just for some small hail and some gusty winds, upwards of 60 miles an hour. But we do have a bit of severe weather that is starting to occur here for today, and actually they upgraded the risk overall. That is really crazy. You know what? This morning there was not even a risk for tornadoes in Oklahoma City. Now there is a 5% chance out there for tornadoes. They literally went from no risk to a 5% chance here today. So anyways, yeah, we do have a 5% chance for tornadoes for today. This does include areas out there by Oklahoma City and Tulsa. So just a bit of a heads up there for you guys. 5% chance, for tornadic activity across the Brown here. Potential for a couple of tornadoes. The overall threat does go from pretty much extreme northeastern Texas through Oklahoma into northwestern Arkansas, southeastern Kansas, central and southwestern Missouri here with that 2% chance here for today. So tornadoes will be possible tonight. So you guys please be weather aware out there, especially across Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, and Arkansas. Just a bit of a heads up for you. So also in terms of damaging winds, we do have actually a hatch risk now for damaging wind gusts across this black circle area. So with inside of these regions here, we actually do have the potential of seeing some wind gusts in excess of 70 miles an hour here for tonight. So that includes like northeastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, and like southwestern Missouri, including like Joplin and Springfield. You guys are going to be within the range here of potential significant damaging winds tonight. Once again, perhaps maybe even 70 miles an hour or greater. So that is that. And then, of course, we do actually have ourselves two little hatch risk areas here for hail today. One across portions here of, Oklahoma, kind of out there in central Oklahoma by Oklahoma City. Also, we have another one going through Dallas here in Texas. So, these areas are going to be, potentially within favor of seeing damaging or large hail, I should say, 2 inches in diameter or larger for today. Now, remember, today's not the big day. Today, like I said, just kind of the start of everything here. So for tonight, we have the potential from, for severe weather all the way as far south as Texas, cutting through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas here, Iowa, and a little bit of western Illinois tonight. A little bit of severe weather will be possible there for you guys overall. Let's see here. Northern Indiana for tomorrow altogether. So tomorrow, Indiana, we actually have an extension to our enhanced risk. So now Northern Indiana is included in that level 3 severe weather threat. So this is tomorrow's risk, which, tomorrow is going to be one of the big days here regarding severe weather. So overall, that enhanced risk, that level 3 severe weather threat, the maximum risk we have as of now, ranges from extreme northeastern Texas out by Texarkana, shooting all the way through Arkansas, a little bit of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. So that's where that level 3 severe weather threat is for tomorrow. That's where the bullseye is, kind of the greatest probability for severe weather, and kind of where most of the significant of the severe weather is expected here is across that orange region there. So, and even if you're across the yellow, that level 2 threat, that's still a decent risk for severe weather potential. I mean, even the level 1 here, while it is a lower end concern here in the dark green, it is still potential favorability for, severe weather. So if you guys are in the dark green, the yellow, or the orange, you guys definitely need to be weather aware here for tomorrow. And, like I mentioned, this really does cover a lot of areas here. of the country. I mean, you can see there's a pretty big chunk here tomorrow, of regions that could see severe weather. Now, one thing I do want to mention here right off the bat is that not everybody in the risk area will see severe weather. That is not true. Not everybody will see severe weather, but, given the probability here, basically, if you say, for example, you're in that level 3, that orange area here, you have that level 2 threatening yellow, and then that level 1 across the green. So say you're in that level 3 here, that is an overall 30% chance probability of seeing severe weather. But as a collective of all hazards, looking at the tornado risk and stuff, we do have a 10% hatch risk here for tornadoes here. So across this area here in yellow tomorrow, we are going to have the potential for significant tornadic activity, the potential for tornadoes EF2 or greater. So that is a 10% chance, which does cover portions of eastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, central western Kentucky, central western Tennessee, northwestern Alabama, and kind of the north central northern portion here of Mississippi. So if you guys are within this yellow area for tomorrow, which does include some pretty populated areas like Memphis, Nashville, Tennessee here, Louisville, Kentucky. Little Rock is just on the outside of that there. So, yeah, this is the potential where we could see some significant tornadic activity tomorrow. So that is a 10% chance of seeing tornadoes within the region of yellow. So we'll go ahead and use, let's just use Memphis for an example here. So say you live right in, so let's just say you live right here where that red dot is in Memphis, okay? So within a 25-mile radius around Memphis, let's go ahead and redraw that here. So within a 25-mile radius around your location, so say you're in that red area, so within 25 miles around you, there is a 10% chance that we could have a tornado, and potentially it could be EF2 or greater. Okay, so we're talking potential significant tornadoes out here just because of, how much more significant our winds are throughout our lower mid-atmosphere. Not really prohibit, sorry, that's the wrong word, actually allows for, opposite prohibit, allows for, potential for significant tornadoes, because we have more stronger wind shear, and given, we still have a good amount of instability out here, really does kind of allow for the potential that we could be seeing, some significant tornadic activity. So basically, for each area here in the yellow, there's a 10% chance where we could see, tornadic activity, potentially EF2 or greater. So then you work your way into the brown here. This is a 5% chance probability for tornadoes here across the brown. Same thing, within a 25-mile radius, we'll use Columbus for an example. There's a 5% chance that we could have tornadoes here, kind of expected to not really be significant per se. So more than likely, if we did get tornadic activity, it would probably be towards the lower end of the scale. But Mother Nature's crazy. it can surprise you, but generally speaking, we're not expecting significant tornadic activity here in the brown or the dark green areas here. So that dark green's a 2% chance for tornadoes. The brown is a 5% chance here, and of course, we do have that 10% chance across the yellow. Also, where we could have potential significant tornadoes, perhaps maybe EF2 or greater out there overall. Let's see here. Megan says, hey, it's me. That one that doesn't know what the map, what the map is. It's very important that you know where you are on the map, for sure. Let's see, what's up, LWX? We'll get the zip codes here in a minute, y'all. We're gonna go through the outlook first, and then we'll go through the zip codes. Okay? I just want to go ahead and get everything looked at first in the beginning of the stream. Then we'll hop into that. What's up, Spencer? Hope you're doing good. What's up, real time? Let's see here. Girl says, what about tonight? So yeah, we already went over tonight's risk, but we do have a slight risk today. Level 2 severe weather threat across portions of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas. With a 5% chance for tornadoes here across central Oklahoma. And we have that 2% extending throughout portions of even Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and a little bit of southeastern Kansas. We do have the shot for actually potential significant wind gusts here too across this black circled area here, where we could be seeing damaging wind gusts, perhaps in excess of 70 miles an hour. The potential for significant damaging winds will be possible across this region here overall. And in regards to hail, we do have two areas here where we could be seeing hail, perhaps possibly 2 inches in diameter and larger there overall. Also out there kind of towards, the Dallas area here, Dallas-Fort Worth, we have potential for some pretty large hail, within some of these storms that do work their way through that region there. So yeah, significant hail, significant potential for, damaging wind gusts here, and a couple of tornadoes will be possible for tonight. But anyways, so yeah, hopping back into tomorrow's risk. So yeah, we do have that big level 3 threat, level 2 across the yellow, level 1 across the green. Once again, our tornado probability, 10% chance across the yellow here, potential for significant tornadoes within this region, perhaps EF2 or greater. Then we have that 5% chance across the brown, 5% chance of you having a tornado within a 25-mile radius of your location, 2% chance here across the green, 2% chance of having a tornado within 25 miles, around you, essentially. So then working our way into the wind threat for tomorrow. Now we have a massive area here of significant probability for damaging winds, perhaps in excess of 80 miles an hour across some of these regions here tomorrow. So that does include, areas up here towards like Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, portions of Alabama, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, portions of Missouri, Ohio. So these areas within that hatch risk here have the potential of seeing damaging winds, once again, in excess of 80 miles an hour here. And the overall probability for this is a whopping 30% chance. So pretty much how the tornado, the tornadic risk works. So say you live, we'll use Bowling Green, Kentucky for an example. So say, you're within a 25-mile radius around Bowling Green. There is a 30% chance probability of seeing damaging winds, perhaps, in excess of 80 miles an hour. That's a pretty high risk. It's not a high risk from Storm Prediction Center, but it is a high probability, for seeing damaging winds, in which, we could be seeing, like I said, potential out there for some really strong winds, and like I said, that's a 30% chance probability overall. So, and then of course we have the yellow areas here. This is a 15% chance probability, and of course the brown's a 5% chance. So these areas outside of the hatch risk area. So the hatch risk is that that black circle that you see here. So outside of that, wind gusts are going to be likely ranging between 60, maybe upwards of 70 miles an hour, instead of 70, 80, or greater within that significant area. Okay. So 15% chance across the yellow, 5% chance here across the brown. You can see some of that 15% does go up as high north as Michigan, as far southwest as northeastern Texas overall. Now, not too much of a difference. Actually, never mind. They changed that quite a bit since last time I saw it. So for hail, we do have a large hatch risk here for hail. So these regions here within that black circle has potential of seeing hail 2 inches in diameter and larger. So once again, that red kind of indicating a 30% chance probability of this case, seeing hail potentially 2 inches in diameter or greater. For example, St. Louis here in that 30% chance, we do have a 30% chance probability of seeing hail, once again, 2 inches in diameter or greater. Outside of that hatch risk area here, for portions of this yellow and this brown area, hail's going to be likely ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter, more than likely regarding that. So, but you can actually see there's a little bit of that 15% out here for Texas, including Dallas tomorrow, a little bit of eastern Oklahoma, kind of the central southwestern side of Missouri, a little bit of extreme northwestern Arkansas there, within that 15% chance, but also significant there, because that black circle you see there, that kind of represents where we could see hail 2 inches in diameter and greater overall. Let's see here. A lot of bad weather comes through overnight tomorrow. Will I be on late? Yes. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to do night coverage. I was up really late last night in order to prep myself for coverage tomorrow night. So yes, I will definitely be live for you guys tomorrow night in order to cover this, because we're going to have a lot of people streaming during the day, which is good. But as night progresses, severe weather is still going to be a concern. So yes, I'll be here tonight. Oh, not tonight. Sorry, tomorrow night. Whenever we're going to need the coverage. Okay. Let's see here. Carol says, what about hail in Rowlett, Texas tonight? So there is a threat for some hail throughout Texas tonight. Yeah. For where you're at, yep, so tomorrow you're actually in that significant risk for hail as well. But for tonight, yeah, look at that. You're actually in that significant risk out there. 15% chance probability for hail. So definitely need to look out for some potential of large hail today. So basically, within a 25-mile radius around you, there is a 15% chance that we could have hail somewhere within that region there. Perhaps, like I mentioned, could be quite large. Perhaps maybe 2 inches in diameter and larger here overall. Let's see. B Wolfie, my man, coming in with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, B Wolfie. I appreciate it. Saying, will St. Louis see anything significant tornadoes tomorrow? B Wolfie, dude, thank you so much for the 20, man. Absolutely shattering our goal. I appreciate that, dude. Y'all in chat, please give B Wolfie a big thank you for the support. So for tomorrow, we are not in that significant risk out there in St. Louis. So tornadic activity is likely to remain under anything EF2 or greater as of now. So currently, SPC has you in a 5% chance probability for tornadoes. Likely would be on the lower scale of things. This region within the that black circle that we have here across the yellow, that's where we could have potential for EF2 and greater. For St. Louis, though, however, we have a 5% chance for tornadoes, which, I still consider that a decent risk for tornadic activity, but so within a 25-mile radius around you, there's only a 5% chance of seeing a tornado happen within that region. As you can imagine, still a relatively low concern or a relatively low threat in general. But, with that being said, though, no, we're not expecting significant tornadic activity out there by St. Louis. A lot of the significance for tornadic activity tomorrow is going to be for like eastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, just south of you, here in southern Illinois, southern Indiana, central western Kentucky, central western Tennessee, a little bit of northwestern Alabama here in northern Mississippi. So that's where that significant tornado risk is here overall. Now, B Wolfie, with that being said, while you're not in the significant tornado risk, we actually do have a significant risk out there for for damaging wind gusts. So St. Louis is actually in that 30% hatch risk out there for damaging winds, which perhaps could be 70, maybe 80 miles an hour or greater. So potential for definitely some damaging winds could be quite possible. Also, we are within that 30% hatch risk out there for hail, perhaps maybe 2 inches in diameter and greater overall. Proxy coming in with a $45 donation. Oh my goodness. Proxy, thank you so much for that. Dude, it's good to see you, Prox. Hope you're doing good. Let's see. Prox says no, say it ain't so. And hi, everybody. What's up, Prox? Hope you're doing good. Thank you for the 45. Wow. That is really, really sweet of you, my friend. Proxy, big thank you once again for your continued support. I really appreciate you, Prox. Y'all in chat, please give Proxy a big thank you. Proxy, B Wolfie, thank you guys so much for your support. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all definitely did not have to do that. So big thank you. Proxy, thank you. B Wolfie, thank you guys. It means a lot to me, and it really helps us out a ton. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Prox, once again. Guys, greatly appreciate it. We're going to be getting into personal zip codes here in a few moments, guys. We're just going over everything real quickly. But anyways, so that's tomorrow's risk in general. So then we work our way over here into Monday. So then, of course, like I said, as that cold front continues working its way to the east, so does that severe weather threat along with it. So here for Monday, as of right now, we do have ourselves a large slight risk, a level 2 threat, all the way from eastern Louisiana, cutting through portions of Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, both the Carolinas, eastern Tennessee, a little bit of eastern Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, portions of New Jersey, actually going all the way up there towards Pennsylvania and New York State with that level 2 threat for Monday. Now, as of now, there is no breakdown, for the exact probability of tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds because, only day 1 and day 2 have that available. So today and tomorrow we can look at that. But since this is day 3, since this is here for Monday, we do not have the exact probability for, the individual threats. However, what I can tell you, though, is that we have, generally speaking, an overall 15% chance of severe weather happening across the yellow. So say, you're in the yellow area. We'll use Washington, D.C. for an example. So for Washington, D.C., it's in the yellow area here. So within a 25-mile radius around Washington, D.C., there is a 15% chance probability of just seeing severe weather in general, okay? So that is how that works. So just a 15% chance probability of seeing severe weather. And across the brown here, still is a little risk for severe weather, but it's a 5% chance. So a little bit of a lower risk here overall regarding that. So once again, we'll definitely need to be weather aware on Monday too. The threat goes even into Florida and whatnot as well. All the way down from Florida and the Gulf Coast up here towards, it's high up north. It's like kind of central Vermont. I mean, even like northern New York State is included in that risk risk here for Monday. So quite another large risk area here once again. So then, I hate to say it, but that's not all. There's another storm system following this here. So as we roll our way into Tuesday, we have a little 15% chance here for Tuesday across like northeastern Kansas, like southeastern Nebraska, central southwestern Iowa, northern kind of northwestern Missouri. Just a bit of a heads up for you guys here on Tuesday. There is going to be that potential for more severe weather. The bad thing is on my birthday, April 2nd, Wednesday, we have another really, really big risk here for severe weather. I hate to say it, but, it's that time of the year, my friends. We got another really big risk here for severe weather on April 2nd here across portions of Arkansas, in that 30% chance severe weather probability here. It's a 30% chance across the areas in orange here, which includes Arkansas, portions of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, a little bit of extreme southwestern Ohio here, portions of Tennessee, and a little bit of like northern Mississippi here as well, inside of that 30% chance probability. So that's a 30% chance probability of seeing severe weather within a 25-mile radius around you. So that's a decent probability here, across the orange. And of course, we do have that 15% chance as well. Still a decent risk for severe weather across the yellow. I mean, all the way down from northeastern Texas up towards the Great Lakes region. So, once again, a back-to-back severe weather, events is scheduled here. So obviously tomorrow being Sunday, Monday are two big days. Tuesday, we have a little risk for severe weather, like I mentioned, across, portions of the Central Plains and the Midwest. Just a little risk here, but it is a little 15% risk. But still not quite a break from severe weather, but it does calm down briefly before, of course, Wednesday, another really big risk here. So we have a lot of severe weather ahead of us. We'll definitely be here to make sure you guys are staying weather aware. Nothing in the extended range beyond Wednesday as of right now. So that is that. Anyways, all right, so we'll go ahead and get into zip codes here now. I know a lot of you guys are curious on what's going on here. So I got y'all. We're going to go ahead and bring up the models here too. We're going to do what we've been doing the last couple of days here. So if you don't know what we've been doing, if you're new here, throw down your zip code. I will take your zip code. I will put it into my program here. It'll give me an idea of roughly right around where you're at. It's never approximate. Remember, zip codes are not approximate. It doesn't show where you exactly live. It just shows the area around you where you live. But that gives me an idea of kind of what you can expect severe weather-wise overall. So anyways, let's see here. XIAN, I think that's Ian, maybe with a silent X. I don't know how you say your name. I'm so sorry. Wants me to do a zip code. I got you, my friend. First of all, let's hop to tomorrow's risk here. Go ahead and overlay tomorrow's risk here. Anyway, so, okay. Let me go ahead and bring this up. Why is this? There we go. All right, that was being weird for a minute. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your area. You, my friend, are in Arkansas, so you are in that level 3 severe weather threat here for tomorrow. That does give you an overall 10% chance for tornadoes. You are within that hatch risk area where we do have potential for tornadoes, perhaps maybe EF2 or greater. So definitely need to be weather aware for that. Keep an eye out there for that tornado threat here tomorrow. Because we definitely do have that potential. So overall tomorrow, you have that 10% chance for tornadoes here. And regarding to damaging wind gusts, we have a 30% chance probability of damaging winds here, perhaps in excess of 70 to 80 miles an hour. So, quite significant winds are possible. 30% chance within a 25-mile radius of your location. In terms of hail, also a 30% chance probability of seeing hail 2 inches in diameter or greater. So, actually, we're not going to really do as many soundings for this live stream solely because we actually have probabilities now. The reason we were doing that is kind of more for the extended range. Now that I think about it, let's just focus on tomorrow's risk here, and I'll just let you guys know the probability overall. Let's see here. Will Monday be upgraded to an enhanced risk? It's hard to tell, to be quite honest. It depends on how well the, just how well models, handle this event here. If they start suggesting that it could be stronger, then maybe an upgrade would be needed. But, as of right now, there is not that. But in the future, I wouldn't be surprised, but we'll just see what happens. That's up to SPC and also the models and just generally how the severe weather plays out, essentially. Let's see here. All right, Logan, I got you, my friend. Let's go and take a look at your area. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and pull this up here for you. You are in Illinois. Okay, so for tomorrow, my friend, you have a marginal risk out there for severe weather. So that is a level 1 severe weather threat overall. That puts you in a 2% chance for tornadoes. So within a 25-mile radius around you, there's a 2% chance that a tornado will drop within 25 miles around you. There's a 5% chance for damaging winds, 5% chance for damaging wind gusts, between 60 miles an hour, possibly upwards of 65. At worst case scenario, maybe 70 mile an hour wind gusts, but right around 60 mile per hour wind gust potential, 5% chance, within a 25-mile radius around you. In terms of hail, also a 5% chance out there for hail between 1 to 2 inches in diameter being possible overall. Okay, so that is that. All right, Vienna, I got you. Let's go ahead and take a look at yours real quickly. Also, guys, if you could, only post your zip code once, and if I accidentally go over it for some reason, which, I'm trying to get to everybody here, then you can repost it. But, if I don't, just try not to post it more than once, and like I said, if I accidentally go over it, then you can post it again. But anyways, so Vienna, for you, my friend, you are in that level 2 threat, I believe, here for tomorrow. Yep, so you're in that slight risk out there. That's, that level 2 severe weather threat. That puts you in a 2% chance for tornadoes. So your tornado threat is relatively low, although we cannot rule out some tornadic activity. If we did get tornadoes, they would likely remain weak and brief. So it's a relatively low-end tornado risk here. Now, for damaging winds here, we do have ourselves let's see here. We do have ourselves a 15% chance probability here of seeing, damaging wind gusts here. Overall, perhaps between 60, maybe upwards of 70 miles an hour within the region out there. So, that's kind of near Detroit area. So if there's anybody else out by Detroit, you guys have a 15% chance out there probability for, seeing that. So we'll definitely, just need to be weather aware out there. We'll definitely, just need to keep an eye out there for some gusty winds. Also, we do have a 15% chance out here for hail as well, ranging kind of between 1 to 2 inches in diameter overall. So we'll definitely keep an eye out there for that. So, yeah, kind of a triple concern. Your main problem is going to be the potential for gusty winds and hail. That is going to be kind of your main concern overall. All right, let's see here. Follow, I got you, my friend. Let's go and take a look at your area here in Ohio. By the way, guys, if you could consider sharing, leaving a like, and hitting that subscribe button, it'd be greatly appreciated. That way we can help out as many people as possible. But should follow, we got you, my friend. You are in southwestern Ohio. So for tomorrow, that does put you in the level 3 severe weather threat. So you're in that enhanced risk, that level 3 out of 5 severe weather risk. So that's a pretty decent risk for severe weather. Definitely need you to be weather aware tomorrow. So overall, we have a 5% chance for tornadoes. So within a 25-mile radius around you, there's a 5% chance a tornado could drop somewhere within that 25 miles around you. In terms of damaging winds, we have a 30% significant risk for damaging wind gusts, perhaps in excess of 70 to 80 miles an hour. Could be a concern, so definitely need to look out there for that here overall. So that is potential for significant winds. Now, in terms of hail, we actually are just outside of that significant risk for hail. We have a 15% chance probability of seeing hail between 1 to 2 inches in diameter. So that is kind of our concern. Main concern, obviously, is damaging winds, following that hail threat, then following potential for tornadoes. But it is a triple threat. Definitely need you to be weather aware overall. All right, Z-Man, I got you, my friend. Let's go ahead and take a look at your area. You, my friend, are up here in Kansas, so you're just outside of the risk here for tomorrow. However, for today, sorry, actually, you're right on the edge of that marginal there. For today, though, that's kind of your main concern is tonight. We do have a level 2 slight risk here for tonight. 2% chance for tornadoes out here. In terms of damaging winds, you're actually right within that significant wind threat, potential for damaging wind gusts perhaps in excess of 70 miles an hour today. And in terms of hail, we do have ourselves a 15% chance out there, probability of seeing hail between 1 to 2 inches in diameter there overall. So definitely need you to keep an eye out there for the weather tonight. Just be weather aware, my friend. All right, Carolina, I got you. Let's go ahead and take a look at your area, my friend. You are here in Tennessee. So heads up to my Nashville people. If you guys are in Nashville, this is kind of the area for Nashville. So for tomorrow, towards the Nashville area, and including your area, Carolina, so you are in the level 3 enhanced risk, that level 3 severe weather threat. Tornado probability is a 10% chance. Now, unfortunately, this region is going to be capable of producing some strong tornadic activity. Storm Prediction Center has a significant risk out here for the potential that some tornadoes could be quite large, perhaps EF2 or greater. It is a possibility. Now, the probability of you having a tornado is a 10% chance within a 25-mile radius around you. So it's still a relatively low concern. You shouldn't really be worried to death over this, but definitely still remain weather aware. Keep an eye on the radar. If you're in a warning, make sure you take appropriate action. So if you get a warning, then seek shelter. So tornadoes will be quite possible within the area here, but a 10% chance is kind of low if you think about it. I mean, it's a 90% chance you won't, but still, a 10% chance. It's kind of a relatively low risk but high potential impact type of situation here. So definitely just be weather aware tomorrow. Keep a close eye on it, as tornadoes will be quite possible within the region here. Now, in terms of damaging winds, we do have that 30% hatch risk out there for damaging wind gusts, perhaps possibly 70 to 80 miles an hour or greater. That is a 30% chance probability of seeing damaging wind gusts, of that magnitude within a 25-mile radius around you. So that is a possibility. And in regarding to hail, we do have a 15% chance probability of seeing hail between 1 to 2 inches in diameter here overall. So all hazards are on all hazards is a concern. Your main concern is damaging winds, following that hail and following that tornado threat. So all hazards, once again, is a concern. But like I said, the main concern actually is going to be damaging wind gusts, following the risk for hail, then following the risk for tornadoes after that. Anyways, let's see. Rail fan, got you, my friend. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on out here. You are in Georgia. So your main concern is actually not going to be tomorrow. For a lot of Georgia, Monday is going to be the risk for severe weather. Now, with that being said, we do not have the breakdown probability for day 3 yet, for the exact probability of tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds here overall. So with that being said, we do have a slight risk here, a level 2 threat here for Monday. So you definitely need to be weather aware. What I can tell you is that you have a 15% chance probability overall of seeing, severe weather in general within a 25-mile radius around you. So keep an eye out there for that. MD says, can I do Troy, Ohio with the sounding? So we're kind of holding off on soundings for now, since we actually have exact probabilities from the Storm Prediction Center. I was doing soundings because we did not have we did not have the breakdown at this point. But since we have the breakdown now, I can let you know your exact probabilities for tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. So here in Western Ohio, tomorrow is going to be your concern here for Sunday. You are in that level 3 severe weather threat overall. That gives you a 5% chance of having a tornado within a 25-mile radius around you. In terms of damaging winds, we have a 30% chance out there for damaging wind gusts, perhaps in excess of 70 to 80 miles an hour, potential for significant winds out there overall. And in terms of hail, we do have a 15% chance out there for hail ranging between 1 to 2 inches in diameter. So that's kind of our risk overall for you. So kind of a triple threat. Yeah, all hazards will be possible, but your leading concern is going to be the threat for damaging winds, following that hail threat, following that tornado threat. All right, oversteer, I got you, my friend. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. You're here in Arkansas. So that does put you in the level 3 severe weather risk. You are in that significant risk for tornadoes. That is a 10% chance overall probability of seeing tornadoes within a 25-mile radius around you. And unfortunately, that's within the significant risk area. The potential for tornadoes maybe EF2 or greater. Now, in regards to damaging winds, we do have a large 30% chance area here where damaging winds could be, once again, in excess of 70 to 80 miles an hour. That's a 30% chance of happening within a 25-mile radius around you. Now, in regards to hail, also a 30% chance probability here overall, with the potential for hail actually being 2 inches in diameter or larger. So that is kind of the concern. So yeah, all hazards are on the table. Unfortunately, they all do include a significant concern. So I hate to say it, but potential for tornadic activity, maybe EF2 or greater, damaging winds possibly in excess of 70 to 80 miles an hour, and like I mentioned, hail within that 30% chance here of hail between possibly 2 inches in diameter and larger. So definitely be weather aware tomorrow. Definitely keep an eye out there for the for the radar, and keep an eye on the storms and everything. But you are in a decent risk overall, my friend. All right, Proxy, I got you, my friend. Let's go and take a look at your area. So Prox, you are in, I believe, that level 2 threat for tomorrow. So yeah, you're in a slight risk, Prox, for tomorrow. That is a level 2 out of 5 severe weather threat. Now for tornadoes, we do have a 2% chance for tornadoes. Now that's a relatively low end probability, but within a 25-mile radius around you, Prox, there is a 2% chance of a tornado happening, within 25 miles around you. So relatively low threat on the tornadoes. Now, damaging winds, we do have a 15% chance probability for damaging winds, perhaps, ranging between 60 to 70 miles an hour in terms of wind gusts within the storm. So there's a 15% chance that we could have some damaging wind gusts between 60 to 70 miles an hour within a 25-mile radius around you. Now, for hail, also we have a 15% chance here for hail, ranging between, 1 to 2 inches in diameter overall, given that you're not in that hatch risk, but still a 15% chance here for hail happening within a 25-mile radius around you. So that is a 15% chance, 1 to 2 inches in diameter overall. All right, let's see here. I'm a little bit far behind. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let's see here. Darren says, what about Vega, Texas? Let's see here what we got going on out here. By the way, guys, if you could consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button, it'll be greatly appreciated. I don't think you're in any concern. Yeah, even today, you're not in the risk here for severe weather. Tomorrow, you're outside of it. Monday, you're outside of it. Tuesday, you're outside of it. Wednesday, yep. So there's no severe weather expected in your area anytime soon. So you're good. All right, let's see here. All right, so Simon wants me to take a look here at 47712. Gotcha. Let's see. You're up here in Indiana, my friend, southern Indiana. So that actually puts you in a level 3 severe weather threat for tomorrow. So you do have that enhanced risk here. You do have a 10% chance for tornadoes, in which, perhaps some tornadoes could be quite strong, potentially EF2 or greater. In terms of damaging winds, we have a 30% chance here, of seeing damaging winds in general within a 25-mile radius around you. That is going to be the potential between 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts or greater, given that we are in that hatch risk out there for damaging winds. Now, lastly, in terms of hail, we do have ourselves a 30% chance out there for hail as well, and within that significant risk area. 30% chance, decent risk for hail. Perhaps we could be seeing hail, 2 inches in diameter and greater overall. All right, Spencer, I got you, my friend. Let's take a look here. You are up here towards northeastern Texas by Dallas. Okay, so yeah, between tonight and tomorrow, we do have that threat for severe weather. For today, we have a level 2 threat, a slight risk here for severe weather. We're just outside of that tornado risk here for tonight. We do have ourselves a 15% chance probability for damaging wind gusts between 60, maybe upwards of 70 miles an hour, worst case scenario. But we do have the potential for large hail tonight, perhaps 2 inches in diameter and greater at a 15% chance. Now, for tomorrow, we do have a level 2 threat here as well. We do have a 2% chance here for tornadoes. So, within a 25-mile radius around you, there is a 2% chance that we could have a tornado dropping down. Overall, we have a 15% chance probability for damaging wind gusts between 60 to 70 miles an hour. And lastly, we do have a significant hail threat, potential for, once again, hail 2 inches in diameter and greater at a 15% chance probability overall. Whew, that's a lot of talking, y'all. Goodness. All right. Let's see here. All right, Katie, I got you, my friend. Let's go and take a look at your zip code real quickly. Let's go and pull you up. So you are up in Michigan, my friend. So for tomorrow, that puts you in a level 2 severe weather threat. So you're in that slight risk here, that level 2 threat. Regarding the tornado probability, you have a 2% chance for tornadoes. So, within a 25-mile radius around you, there's a 2% chance of a tornado dropping. In terms of damaging winds, we do have a 15% chance probability of damaging wind gusts, perhaps getting up in terms of, peak winds within the storm, maybe 60 to upwards of 70 miles an hour overall. And then lastly, regarding to hail, we do have a 15% chance out there for hail, ranging between 1 to 2 inches in diameter out there. So that's what your risk looks like out there, my friend. So definitely be weather aware. You're in that level 2 threat overall. All right, let's see here. The mind of Blake wants me to look at Wisconsin. Gotcha. So you, my friend, are in, I believe, that level 1 threat for severe weather. So yeah, you're in the marginal level 1 threat. Relatively low end chance for severe weather, but still can't rule it out. You are just outside of that 2% tornado risk here, but you're relatively close to it. However, relatively speaking, tornadic probability, probability of you seeing tornadoes within a 25-mile radius of you is less than 2%. In terms of damaging winds, we do have a 5% chance out there for some damaging wind gusts, perhaps upwards of 60, maybe upwards of 65 miles an hour in terms of, damaging wind potential overall. So within those storms, a little bit of gusty winds will be possible. Then lastly, in terms of hail, we have a 5% chance out there for hail as well, ranging between 1 to 2 inches in diameter here overall. Okay, Kentucky, I got you, my friend. You're out here by Louisville, actually. So heads up to the people out by Louisville. So we are in that level 3 severe weather threat for tomorrow, that enhanced risk. So we do have a 10% chance out there for significant tornadic probability. So within a 25-mile radius around Louisville, there is a 10% chance that we could have a tornado. And given that we are in that hatch risk, there is potential that tornadoes could be EF2 or greater. In terms of damaging winds, we do have ourselves a whopping 30% chance probability for damaging wind gusts here, ranging possibly 70 to 80 miles an hour or greater within the storms there, so keep it out there for that. And of course, in regarding to hail, we do have a 30% chance probability overall regarding hail as well, perhaps 2 inches in diameter and greater overall. So that is that. Let's see here. Eden says, hey, Andrew, can you tell me if less cloud cover leads to more convection available potential energy? So if we had less cloud cover, that would allow, not necessarily for, any change of, instability in some cases. What it really does is the lack of clouds allows for the surface, the ground level to heat up more, which prevents a capping inversion or a warm layer in our lower atmosphere from, developing. If there's a lot of cloud cover, that kind of helps trap the air, because clouds are very good insulators. They keep, say you have a cloudy day, they keep the temperature at the surface relatively similar throughout much of the day, because those clouds kind of trap the heat and the coldness overall. So if we have a lot of cloud cover, in some cases that could prevent the surface from heating up enough to, allow for storms to break through that warm layer in the lower atmosphere. So hopefully that kind of helps there. All right, Paxton, I got you, my friend. Let's go and take a look at yours real quickly. You are in, let's see here, you're in that level 2 threat overall, I believe, for severe weather tomorrow. Actually, sorry, you're in a level 3 threat. So you are in the enhanced risk, that level 3 severe weather threat for tomorrow. That does give you a 5% chance for tornadoes. So within a 25-mile radius around you, there is a 5% chance of a tornado dropping. In terms of damaging wind gusts, we do have a 30% chance out there for damaging winds, perhaps in excess of perhaps in excess of 70 to 80 miles an hour or greater, given that we are in that hatch risk region, so potential for significant winds. And in terms of hail, we do have a 15% chance out there for hail, ranging between 1 to 2 inches in diameter overall. So that is that. All right, Samuel, I got your zip code, my friend. Let's go and take a look at yours. So you are in Mississippi. Okay, so regarding your threat, I believe you're in that level 2 threat. Yep, so you're right on the edge of that level 3, but you're in a level 2 slight risk here for tomorrow. You do have yourselves a 5% chance out there for tornadoes tomorrow. So, within a 25-mile radius around you, there's a 5% chance of a tornado dropping there overall. So definitely keep it out there for that. Now, in regards to damaging winds, we do have ourselves a 15% chance probability here of seeing damaging winds here, perhaps 60, maybe upwards of 70 miles an hour, so 15% chance, and 15% chance out there for hail as well, between 1 to 2 inches in diameter overall. So that is that. All right, Scarface, got you, my friend. Let's go and take a look and see what you got. I appreciate y'all for being patient with me. Like I said, there's just a lot of places I got to go through. Okay, so Scarface, you are in Pennsylvania, my friend. You are going to be in the threat not for tomorrow, but for Monday. So tomorrow's not your day. We do have potential for a couple booms of thunder, given the fact we have a generalized thunderstorm risk here. So, we can't rule out a few booms tomorrow. However, Monday is going to be the main risk here for severe weather. So we have a level 2 severe weather threat. Now, right now, given the fact this is day 3, there's no exact breakdown between the tornado, large hail, and damaging wind probability. However, the probability overall of seeing severe weather within a 25-mile radius around you is a 15%. So hopefully that helps, my friend. And of course, tomorrow we'll be able to know the exact percentages, for tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds here. All right, George saying hi there. Can you check into the zip code for West Virginia? Can expect in the next couple of days. Yeah, I got you. Let's go take a look at that. So you are actually going to be in the risk here for severe weather. Let's see here. I believe tomorrow. Yep, so you're in that level 2 severe weather threat for tomorrow. We do have ourselves a 2% chance for tornadoes, so within a 25-mile radius around you, there is a 2% chance of a tornado dropping somewhere within that region. And in terms of damaging winds, we do have a 15% chance probability of seeing damaging wind gusts, between 60 to 70 miles an hour. And then lastly, in regards to hail, we do have ourselves a 5% chance probability overall regarding hail, in which we could be seeing, hail 1 to 2 inches in diameter here overall. So, anyways, that is that. What is Kearney, Oklahoma looking like? Let's see here. You are in Oklahoma. Gotcha. So tomorrow we don't have that concern for severe weather, but today we have a level 2 severe weather threat for tonight. Potential for some strong to severe storms. You do have a 5% chance for tornadoes tonight. So there is a potential, within a 25-mile radius around you, there's a 5% chance of a tornado dropping. In terms of hail, we do have ourselves a 15% chance probability regarding damaging wind gusts, in which perhaps we could be seeing some damaging wind gusts between 60 to 70 miles an hour overall. And in terms of hail, we are just outside of that significant risk for hail, but we do have a 15% chance probability for hail overall, in which, could be between the range of 1 to 2 inches in diameter. Okay, Connor, I got you, my friend. Let's take a look at yours real quickly. You are in Ohio. So you, my friend, are in that level 3 severe weather threat, that enhanced risk here. So you got yourself a 5% chance for tornadoes. So within a 25-mile radius around you, there is a 5% chance that a tornado could drop. Regarding the threat for damaging winds, we have a 30% chance for damaging wind gusts, in which we could be potentially seeing winds in excess of 70 to 80 miles an hour. So really strong winds within the line of storms will be possible. 30% chance, overall. So in regard to the hail threat, you have a 15% chance probability here of seeing hail between 1 to 2 inches in diameter. All right, Carlos, I got you, my friend. Let's go ahead and take a look at your location. You are up here in Tennessee. Gotcha. So you're here in central Tennessee. So for tomorrow, you are in that you're actually in that enhanced risk. You're in that level 3 severe weather threat overall. So that does give you... Actually, you're right on the outside of that 10% risk out there for tornadoes. So within a 25-mile radius around you, there is a 10% chance that we could have a tornado dropping, within that radius around you. Unfortunately, given the fact that you are in that significant tornado risk, means that there could be potential for strong tornadoes within the area. So keep it out there for that. Now, in terms of damaging winds, we do have ourselves a 30% chance probability for damaging wind gusts, perhaps 70 to 80 miles an hour or greater, 30% chance overall probability. And then lastly, our hail threat, we have a 15% chance here for hail, ranging between 1 to 2 inches in diameter overall. Okay, Greg says, doing a great job. I appreciate it. How about 30525? I got you, my friend. Let's go ahead and take a look and see. You are up here in Georgia. So your concern's going to be on Monday, not Sunday. So tomorrow you're good. However, Monday, we do have a level 2 severe weather threat out here. This is a slight risk. Now, this gives you an overall 15% chance probability of seeing severe weather within a 25-mile radius around you. So that is that. So we don't have the exact breakdown between tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds right now. So with that being said, definitely need to be weather aware on Monday. However, tomorrow you are just outside, actually you're in a little marginal tomorrow. I just realized you are right on the edge, but it's going to be happening between late tomorrow going into Monday. So, that's just kind of more of a timing thing there. But yeah, your main concern is going to be there for Monday there in general. Okay. Let's see here. Caitlin says, thanks. Hope you're live tomorrow night. I will be. Yeah, I'm actually planning to do a lot of night coverage tomorrow night. So tomorrow during the day, we're not going to stream during the beginning part of the event. However, as this transitions into late night, I'll be covering, post-midnight, essentially. We'll probably go live maybe anywhere from, 12 midnight to 1 or 2 in the morning. We'll probably do a morning update for you guys tomorrow morning. That way we can, kind of give you guys an update on what's going on there. Okay, let's see here. Carlos says this is really entertaining. Thanks for your work. No problem. You're very welcome. Okay, after zip code's going to do timings. We will see, yeah. Since we have a little bit better idea on timings, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, Marcia says, what about Sawney River? Let's see, of Live Oak, Florida, northern Florida. Gotcha. So I do know Monday we have a threat for severe weather up in northern Florida. Yep, so you're in that level 1 severe weather threat here for, let's see here. So you're in that level 1 severe weather threat here for Monday. That gives you a 5% chance probability overall of seeing severe weather, which is a relatively low threat, but we cannot rule out severe weather in the area. Given the fact that this is day 3, there is no breakdown for the exact probability for tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds yet. However, with that being said, though, just know you have a 5% chance overall probability of seeing severe weather collectively. Okay, let's see here. Marshall says, please let me know what we can expect here in West Virginia. Pretty pleasing. Thank you so much. No, of course. No problem. Like I said, I'm here for you guys. I care about y'all. We love you guys. We want to make sure you guys are staying safe out there. So, we're here for you. Like I said, I'm here for you. I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy helping out, so that's what we're here for. Anyways, you're in a level 2 severe weather threat here for Monday overall. So kind of late Sunday going into Monday is going to be your main concern. That does give you a 15% chance probability of seeing severe weather within a 25-mile radius around you. So just know that's kind of your probability of seeing severe weather. Like I mentioned a minute ago, since this is day 3, there is no available breakdown between tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds right now. So we just have to go off of a 15% chance probability collectively of seeing severe weather in general between all hazards. So that's kind of where we're standing there. Okay. Thank you for being patient. He's almost caught up. I know. That's a lot, man. I tell you what, dude. It really strengthens your jaw muscles. The amount of talking I'm doing, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. But you know what? It's for a good cause, man. It's for a good cause. Paxton, try not to worry about it. I get it's a little nerve-wracking. That goes to everybody. I get it's a little scary, but we'll get through this together. We'll get through it. Just make sure you guys are being weather aware and knowing what to do if a warning gets issued. That's what we would just basically have to tell you. So, for example, say a tornado warning gets issued. Where are you going to go? Okay, you need to figure that out tonight. So, for example, if you have a basement, a storm cellar, go there. That's your number 1 option. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home here overall. So, that is that. So, keep that in mind. And of course, if you're in a trailer, ditch the trailer, go find a sturdier structure overall. So that right there, my friends, just make sure you have that, known by tomorrow before storms happen. Okay. Okay. Carlos says, thanks for going over Shelbyville. No problem. No problem. Jolin, I already went over your area, man. All right, Real says, appreciate you being there for us. Can I check on the zip code, please? Yeah, of course. And you're very welcome, Real. I'm glad to be here for you, my friend. All of you guys, like I said, I care about y'all. I want to make sure you guys are staying weather aware and you guys are staying safe out there. So, anyway, so tomorrow, so actually tonight's kind of your main concern. We have a slight risk of level 2 severe weather threat out here at Real for tonight. So keep it out there for a little bit of strong to severe thunderstorm activity out here. That gives you a 2% chance for tornadoes. You're right on the edge of that tornado risk, so tornado probability is pretty darn low. The odds of you getting a tornado is very low. Actually, a 2% chance of having a tornado within a 25-mile radius around you. Okay, so it's a relatively low-end threat. In terms of damaging winds, we do have ourselves a 15% chance probability here overall. Of seeing damaging wind gusts here between 60 to upwards of 70 miles an hour here. Then lastly, we do have ourselves a 15% chance out there for hail, ranging between 1 to 2 inches in diameter overall. So that is that. Let's see. Marcia says, thank you the best. Right back at you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Thank you, MD. I appreciate it. You're very welcome, Marshall. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. But anyways, folks, well, that's probably going to wrap it up here for now. We're approaching our hour update here. Yeah, so I need to get some... I need to get in the groove to be able to be live here tomorrow night. So remember, tomorrow morning, we're going to do a live for you guys here tomorrow morning to, help keep you guys weather aware and whatnot. So I do hope to see you guys tomorrow. So remember, tomorrow morning at some point early, we're going to do a live stream for y'all to, help keep you guys weather aware, and we'll be able to update you guys on it. But anyways, folks, thank you all so much for joining. I really appreciate y'all. Before I roll off here, I want to go ahead and give a big thank you to our supporters once again. Just as a big thank you. Once again, everybody, I I really do appreciate the people who support, and I appreciate everybody just for being here and hanging out with us. But a little extra thanks does go to our supporters out there. A big shout out goes to B Wolfie for the $20 super chat. I appreciate it, and Proxy for the 45. I appreciate it, guys. Proxy, B Wolfie, thank you guys. I appreciate it. You guys are the stars of the night. I appreciate it, my friends. So once again, Proxy, B Wolfie, thank you so much overall. MD says timing. Yeah, I can do that real quickly before I roll off here. So it just depends on where you want me to look at for timing. So looking at NAM, looks like a lot of those storms are going to really start to fire off here sometime early afternoon. Rolling, see, kind of into Indiana right around like roughly 6-7 p.m. Eastern time. Take that with a grain of salt, though. Still timing's not going to be, 100% something you need to, look at. So, this will happen at this time. No, you can't take it like that. I mean, just get an idea roughly of when storms could fire off here. But yeah, you can kind of see a long line of storms, really starting to develop sometime early tomorrow afternoon Eastern into kind of, evening hours here overall. It looks like it enters Indiana right around sometime in the evening, into Ohio sometime late evening, right around midnight or so, kind of cutting through Kentucky, bits of Ohio, Tennessee and whatnot. So we'll definitely keep you involved, or keep you weather aware, and we'll let you guys know more about that tomorrow. We should have a little bit better idea tomorrow with timing, of course. But given that overall, my friend, you are. Yeah, it looks like a lot of Ohio is going to be getting it pretty late tomorrow. But all right, everybody. Well, thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate it. If you guys could, once again, leave a like, hit that subscribe button on the way out. It'll be greatly appreciated. Once again, thank you to B Wolfie and Proxy for the support. I appreciate y'all. But all right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Stream's going to head off here in approximately 1 minute. So go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat. Once again, everybody, thank you for joining, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See ya later on.